Hi! I assume we're live. I was like suddenly nervous that we were not. Welcome! You are here watching Leviathan Distant Stars on GeekSpaceTV, and we are very excited for what is going to unfold today. I promise things will happen. That is a guarantee. What? Stuff will happen while we are here in this room.
Speaking of stuff that just happened, we hit 1,000 followers.
Yay!
That's money.
Awesome.
They can't hear me, though.
Yeah,
well,
we cheered because we hit 1,000 followers. Speaking of stuff that just happened.
Yeah.
Yay! That's very exciting. We are very excited to be here. Have I said that word enough times already? As I fidget in my chair. Do we have announcements? Is that a thing that we do here?
Sure, if you want to announce the thing. Stuff.
Oh yeah, I have an announcement, guys. I made a thing. I made a wikia for GeekSpaceTV. You can find it at geekspacetv.wikia.com.
Nice.
I think that's the website address. I don't know. Someone can post a link to it in chat. It is currently still a work in progress. You will notice not all of my players have been on it and put their pages in, but that's okay because I hadn't told them to do that.
Oh, I was like, do we have homework I didn't know about? I didn't check the syllabus.
I'm so ready to do this.
I did link to everybody's Twitters, though.
Yes.
So
Lizzie has already stepped in. So obviously, if you guys as a community want to help and pitch in with putting summaries and blurbs and bits of information on there, you are certainly welcome to. It is a wikia. It is therefore a collaborative community effort. There's also going to be a fan art page. Because we really like fan art, please don't ever hesitate to tweet at us with hashtag Leviathan.
There's actually a form now.
Ooh!
Submit it because we want to make sure everybody gets proper credit.
Yeah!
Talk about that and repeat what I'm saying.
Yes, I will.
Come over there and cuddle with you.
Do it.
Right.
I mean, you asked that question, and I feel like there's an obvious answer. Hello, welcome to my chair. No, I made enough a chair for you.
Thank you.
We're gonna do the middle school
I
thing.
feel like we're going to need an HR department after that. So
I really just fought a very strong urge to do something that probably would be inappropriate.
We're on Twitch.
Yep.
So anyway,
Go on.
I think I'm going to need an HR department after this. What were we talking about?
You were saying that there's a form for fan art.
we need an
There's a
adult.
form for fan art
Okay.
because we want to make sure that everybody gets properly accredited for their fan art, and like we can link to your site and stuff like that. I don't have it readily available. I probably should get a Nightbot command for that.
It's all good.
You know,
It's all good.
we'll get there. We'll get there. It is linked in the Discord, so get in our Discord because we like having people there. That's all I
Yes.
had. That's all I had. Good
Thank
cuddle.
you.
Good
It was
cuddle.
good. It was good. Good. Good huddle. Good cuddle. You know.
Hey, we already made $25.
Woo!
Oh!
All we need to do is put
Paid
more,
$25.
Yeah.
more cuddles on screen. Okay, so I think that was the appropriate response,
A
Claudia.
spidult.
A spidult. I need a spidult. So, yes, please help us with the wikia. It is for the entirety of GeekSpaceTV. So there's also Exalted on there, which, if you didn't know, Friday nights on the same channel, you can watch Exalted Games of Divinity, a 3rd edition Exalted RPG, starring many wonderful people, several of whom are actively our friends. I can vouch for the GM because he is my GM for Exalted on a non-streamed show. Because he knows his shit. Yes. What?
Could the community ask him for a chart?
I have charts. Ask him for charts.
One last thing is if people backed before the stream, there is also a form in the Discord for them to basically claim their rewards. Like, let me know
Cool.
that they want their rewards.
Awesome. And that's backing during the crowdfunding campaign, correct?
Before we
launch. If you backed GeekSpaceTV prior to launch, there is also a form in Discord, so you should go find that form. That'll help that you can fill out. This is I teach children. This is how they type. Trust me. Actually, this is how they type.
Legitimately, it's that bad.
This.
That's how I will make them type. But there's a form in the Discord. You should check that out. Fill it out so that we can get you your desired rewards or the rewards that you have backed at. And that, I believe, is all of our announcements beyond other cool and exciting things that may be happening. So let's quickly introduce our players.
Hi, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Bold. I am a part-time streamer, full-time thinker, upper of things that I might be full-time of. I am today playing Ziana, warrior, captain of the Bat'leth, potential first casualty of Leviathan Distant Stars. Oh, you forgot about that, did you?
I know I gotta write that I have 8 health points now.
Thanks for your concern, Claudia.
I care.
Who are you?
Hi, my name's Claudia, but you might know me on the Twitch and Twitter by Jackie Dash. Jakid. This is the camera. Ding. I forgot the camera was not there, not the microphone. I was talking to the microphone. Well,
Microphone is like a camera for your voice.
Yeah, I should always be talking to the microphone, but I should not be looking at the camera.
Squirrel.
I play Kika, who is our engineer. Is a spat. Or a spat. And her formal alien, her actual alien race is the Trico, which we haven't really come across yet. Trico.
I also enjoy that I have 50% of the players that are totally on board with space puns, and 50% want to murder me.
I love puns. I think for me, I'm always just like enthralled with the idea that you could continue this joke. Like anytime someone does it, I'm like, oh yeah, it still exists.
Yeah, you can continue the joke.
You can also
Or
flog
can
on
also
Sure.
not continue the joke.
and
It's just
ever.
like a.
It's much like flogging a dead sports.
Oh, I was like, Spore? Is that a video game? Anyways, catch me on the Twitch and the Twitter. I often tweet about being lost on buses or make mistakes.
Or sometimes do very short periscopes.
Yeah.
I saw your very short periscope.
I didn't.
It was about 5 seconds long,
It was-
and I
it was
didn't
like
mean
2
to go
seconds
live and then not live.
I don't think I've ever clicked into a Periscope before that, but like curiosity just overwhelmed me, and I think I got exactly what I was expecting. So
It was very on brand, as I was told by my roommate, who is now my brand manager.
And who are you?
Hi, I'm Sarah Scheller. You can find me on Twitter at Shellgame, SCHELL game. And I play Thea Brone. I know, right? I was like, oh, and then I'm doing the, I don't know.
We should get a
that's not my
cornet.
thing. Yeah. She likes to take things, regardless of who they were owned by before.
my name is Dan Poslins. I'm at Dan Poslins on Twitter, and I play Lieutenant Conrad Carls Jr., who is a 21-year-old recent graduate of a naval academy. And I feel the need to clarify. Apparently, there were some questions in the chat about just how fit he is. And so I don't want to oversell it. It's more like, I think, Simon Tam from Firefly.
Go
so,
on.
Yeah, so pretty unassuming for like 13 episodes or so. And then they do like an episode where he's shirtless and you're just like, oh, boy howdy, I didn't notice that.
Oh,
So-
are you a secret shower, not a regular shower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so on the salmon bars, shirt on or
No,
shirt
on the
off?
salmon bars, the shirt is off.
Okay, good.
You can tell.
Good.
I want you to know, Dan, that when a friend of mine was watching the VOD, she was narrating this for me, and she was like, who is this lieutenant? I can already see that he's going to be like the antagonist, dry cloth. Wait a second, did he just get on salmon bars?
Yeah.
Suddenly interested.
You're welcome, Internet.
Can I ask, are your calves on? Is your character's calves on point? Because that's usually the start of the muscle. Like if someone's calves are on point, you're like,
What are
I mean, that's the base of all muscularity.
That's the
what are
base.
Lieutenant Carl
I
Jr.'s
don't want to
calves?
oversell anything. Like his calves are really.
You
like,
don't need to.
They're solid.
He
They're
has a
solid.
moneymaker.
Right. If it's
And
like
it's not his
Hercules,
face.
do you put the tape around the muscle and then it goes, and it breaks the tape? Is
I don't
that
think it
how-
breaks the tape. I think though, like that tape gets a feeling.
Okay.
So, hi guys, my name is Lauren. I am your GM for Stars Without Number. This is of Stars Without Number for Leviathan Distant Stars. You can find me on the internet at Random Tuesday or at Random Tues on Twitch and various, I think, like Facebook. I don't know. Just look up Random Tuesday. You can find my website. I cosplay, I craft, I stream, I panic about conventions that are in 3 days and props that are not finished. And I sometimes murder my players, but one player that I definitely didn't murder is Cheryl. She is not here, not because of me. I feel like that was an awkward segue. But Cheryl, who plays Hexy Kate, one of our other characters, she is being awesome in Europe. and giving like crazy talks about things that she is ridiculously qualified in. So, what?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
What?
This is a secret that we take to the grave now.
Tell me, or it won't drive you home.
I guess I'll walk.
Damn it! She called my bluff.
It's a long walk.
By the way, I'll be lost. So good luck.
So you'll call me and I'll have to come pick you up.
Yeah.
And with that, let us remind ourselves of where we left off last time. I know you're laughing. People are laughing at me.
We are?
I don't know.
They're laughing at me.
Lauren, take a breath. You got this. We all trust you. These are words of encouragement because we know that you can do this.
And
Thank
not
you.
dying is really great.
Is that your preferred?
I prefer not dying.
RPG style is the not death style.
I was laughing at you.
Thank you. So let's remind ourselves of where we left off last time on Leviathan Distant Stars. The crew of the Batleth had been hired by a group of scientists from the University of Artemis using a ICA grant, ICA being the Intragalactic Civilizations Alliance, the sort of conglomerate space UN, SPUN, as we might fondly call it. They are frequently referred to as ICA, though it is technically ICA. And they were hired, using this grant, the scientists hired the crew of the Batleth to take them to a distant part of the edges, kind of the farther reaches in the arms of the Milky Way, which have not been claimed or are not controlled by ICA and are therefore slightly more lawless, or at least more subjectively lawed. And they traveled this distance. They made it to what at first appearance seemed to be a very large space object. That was in a state of damage or disrepair. It was potentially a ship, although there was no real evidence that could prove either way at that point. And the scientists, in their infinite scientific wisdom and excitement, had the crew of the Batleth enter the space wreckage, the object, and board. Exit out into it in order to interface with its systems and learn more about it. They noted on the way in this large object, which sort of shaped kind of more tapered at one end, sort of a longer end that was tapered, and then kind of a shorter, more rounded front with these plating portions towards the front that went all the way down what would be considered up if you wanted a direction for your art. the top of it, although in space there's no such thing as directions. They're subjective and three-dimensional in a way. Like up, it has necessarily no meaning. There's no up.
Sure.
There are directions that you have to define in very different ways, but for the purposes of our bodies that are used to living on a planet with gravity, we're going to go with up being visually what would be on the top half of your visual spectrum. Would you like me to stop talking about the metaphysics?
Up exists.
There's
look up, is an up.
There's no.
Therefore, there's up.
So you
There's no
define-
absolute coordinate system.
No,
Yeah.
we actually probably have a word for like, what is the opposite of gravity? At the moment you're standing, that is probably what we confer as up, right? Whenever you're on an item, there will be some kind of gravitational force.
Yeah, so
up
in this
is the
case,
reverse of
but
that
the object could be
You
flipped,
could be
and
the gravity.
the up for you could be the down for the object, right?
Well-
Like I could be standing like this, and the other person's ship could be the other way around, and so then my up is their down,
My up is
but
always
my
going to be the
down is
reverse.
their up.
I
and-
understand what you're saying with the ship might be upside down in relative to my up, but my up will always be the reverse of the gravity.
Watch The Little
Some-
Prince.
Sometimes I
Or-
forget they're both educators.
I will just state that is whenever I
What we're saying
up,
in this case is up is relative.
yes,
It is
I
relative
will
to your
have
perspective, and the perspective that our camera is taking now, as it pans across this space wreckage, is that the up portion, the top of this space wreckage, has these large, sort of metallic, sheened plating that appears in many places to be damaged and torn apart. The sort of longer tapering end has almost a full third, if not over half of it, has been kind of destroyed, torn apart. There's pieces of wreckage floating around in space. So, they docked. It was fine. What could go wrong? And as they passed on the inside, they noticed under these sort of series of plating where there were these tendrils, kind of almost not necessarily tentacle-like because they didn't have suction or appear to be moving, but a sort of separate piece that seemed to be under this plate, leading into an opening. There was another object, smaller than the one they were entering, but much larger than the batleth, trapped within it, parts of it impaled on these tendrils that clearly could take on some sort of physical form, and a portion of it entering into the cavity which the crew of the batleth took their ship. So kind of we have this one, and then this one, and then the batleth was like in here. So it's like a big opening, and this one's like half in, half out, and then the batleth went all the way in. Just want to be clear what that looks like. The other one, while it had sort of reminiscent of the larger wreckage, did not appear to be the same. It had less plating along its top, along its up, and it didn't appear to kind of have the same coloration as the larger one did. It was less metallic, more browns, more deep, kind of matching the backdrop of space. So the batleth entered, the crew exited. The scientists excitedly took all of their equipment. They went along many corridors and hallways. Nothing jumped out at them, and they opened some rooms in these large sort of round doorways that they were able to spiral open with much use of strength, mostly strength, and telekinesis. And then they set up shop in a room which had these sort of large podiums that appeared to have maybe something akin to a screen on them, sort of almost built out of the ground, sort of emerging from it as if it was directly formed out of it. Most of the scientists set up in there. Kika began very expertly helping them fix.
I fix things. That's my job.
And it appeared that there was sort of some text coming across on their compads as they were plugging into the ship. And then they powered on portions of it using the batteries that the scientists had brought with them. And at the time, Ziana went exploring. And Alone. Exploring alone.
It was fine. I'm fine. It was fine.
In a dark, empty
Everything
ship,
was
which,
fine.
to be clear, they all had to wear back suits because the ship has little to no atmosphere. They have like magnetic boots that are helping them stay on the ground. There seems to be some level of like not completely 0G, but it's definitely not like normal gravity that most of you would be used to. So the intrepid Ziana heads out, opens the door to another room, and inside that room she sees rows upon rows of large sort of column-like structures, sort of almost like undulating out, sort of going in and then going out, like cylinders stacked next to each other, going from floor to ceiling, and basically creating almost a labyrinthine structure of about like 5 meters of column and then like kind of a 2 meter gap and then another 5 meters of column in these rows that seem to stretch out pretty drastically. There were 2 other doors into that same space that were further down the sort of the T intersection of hallway that she'd be on. Around that time, the power came on in the ship, or portions of it, including that room, and out of one of these pods emerged a creature. Limmy, full of limbs. It was very limmy.
That's
Appeared
a
to be
horrifying mental image.
We're calling them limmies.
limmies.
They're the aliens from Signs,
Sure.
right? But we would
Limmies.
Limmies. That's what they.
Sort of elongated limbs, double jointed. They had the same sort of metallic sheen that the outer ship had, and these kind of long tendrils sort of going from the center of their head and down their back that appeared to be sort of almost integrating into their flesh. They had large claws on extended digits, and they leaped at Ziana and attacked her. She was helped by Hexy quickly, and more of them emerged from the pods before Kika figured out how to shut the power down after realizing that maybe she should shut it all down rather than powering it all on, because the ship at no point made an angry noise.
It was
very happy
not
about being
growling.
It
on.
was purring the whole
It was
time.
purring the entire time.
They're splimmies.
No, that one doesn't work.
Thanks, chat.
Why?
A fight ensued
know
at that
why.
point where several of these creatures, including the sort of 2 variants, there appeared to be one with like a plate sort of armor kind of covering those tendrils on their back, made it into the room with the researchers and, you know, just impaled them on their hands through their head, causing a large amount of bleeding happening. And one of them managed to dig its claws into Ziana And the group noticed that one of the poor scientists, I believe it was the Salir, a creature, an alien race that looks, alien to us as humans in this room, that has sort of deer-like features except large horns. They were a bighorn, which I realized had to have to stick out of their back suit, so they have little vacuum seals to go around the horns probably. Because I was like,
That's kind of cute.
I know. So they have these large ram horns that kind of go forward and then stick back that'll stick out of their back suits. They have their hands have two opposable thumbs and then 2 fingers in the center. They have flatter features, large sort of doe-like eyes in the front, and then larger ones, and then also large ones on the side. So they have 2 forward-facing and 2 side-facing eyes, large deer-like ears, and then covered in sort of soft, patterned fur all the way down their body, all the way down. However,
no one asked for the clarification, but thanks.
When you looked at their face appeared to be changing. Their eyes, their eyes sort of glazing over, becoming more akin to the insect-like quality of the creatures that had come out. Their mouths appeared like the flesh was knitting itself together as their mouths had disappeared, and their skin, their fur, sort of disintegrated in essence and was replaced by this sort of sickly, metallic sheened skin. And with that, Ziana decided to put it out of its misery and decapitated it. No, you just slit
Stabbed
it.
it in the face.
Yeah,
Stabbed in the face.
Stabbed it, just seriously killed
Dead.
Vestry, the Salir. They are very dead. And with that Hexy, I was about to say Hestaby, but that's a very different character. Hexy began to telekinetically lift one of the researchers and is heading back towards the Batleth. And so we find ourselves with Thea, I believe, also heading with her, Kika and Carl's in the room with Ziana as she is. And an awkward silence descends.
I'm going to be in so much trouble.
Ziana cleans her knife, puts it away, closes the faceplate that she opened on the Salir's, ex-Salir's, suit. Are both of these still alive scientists gone?
I think
Did it
Hexy
take
took
both of them?
one, but I don't think she was able to lift both.
Okay.
So the other ones,
The question is...
Well, Kika, why don't you, we have to get out of here. Why don't you go back to the ship, start prepping it, make sure that Thea and Hexy are getting the scientist whatever medical care we can offer, and Lieutenant Carls and I will take care of bringing this one.
Well, before we make that choice, all 3 of them were stabbed. We have just... Captain, you've made a decision of how we are going to deal with all of them. Are we going to deal with them all in the same way? Because if that's the case, you're going to lose your job.
Yeah, no, I'm not liking the situation
Yeah.
one bit.
So
But our best chance is to get them as urgent and rapid medical care as we can.
the question
Yes.
is then, do we take them on the ship? Because if this happens on the ship, then we'll all die. I am all for tying them up and putting them, but I need the okay because all cargo, as requested in the contract, has to be a certified
Kika,
and...
make sure that they're monitoring the scientists. We'll take care of it if we see signs like we did with the Salir. I'll take care of it. It'll be taken care of.
Oh, okay. And Kiko will listen, hesitant, but Kiko will head back to the ship, we'll head back to the ship,
Okay.
scuttling as quick
So you follow down the hallway where Thea and Hexy went. You are small. You will not catch up with them.
No, I am also slow because no one is carrying me. I scuttle pretty fast.
Well, we should get to lifting this one.
Lieutenant. So it should be pointed out at this point that so Ziana, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what she looks like, she is also a non-human. She is what's called an Andartan. She's about 7 feet tall, red scaled, with various mammalian features such as a fine hair coming through the scales, like humans have, not like furry. Hair on her head, and bony plates on her forehead, flat bony plates on her forehead, on her limbs underneath the vac suit. And right now, she's a slightly different shade of red than she usually is. One might dare call it pale, but it's not a pale red. It's just a paler red than she usually is.
It's like red but desaturated.
Yes, a slightly desaturated red, just
It's
a
probably
little
a little
bit.
bit grayer than lighter.
Salmon.
That's
like
like orange.
Not even that far. Lieutenant,
I need someone to get us a color wheel in here.
There's no color in space.
where is Ziana today?
You already dealt with sound. Do not take away color from space,
It's
too.
true. It's scientific. There's no color in space.
That's not... We're going to talk about this later.
Lieutenant, there is a situation that I need you to be aware of. And before she starts, Ziana has made sure that she has turned off her comms and has signaled for him to turn his off as well.
What's...
She just reaches over and turns it off. I'm not feeling very well right now.
Neither am I. This
No, Lieutenant. That thing stabbed me. It penetrated. Don't even! Why? I'm having a dramatic moment!
I'm like a child. I couldn't handle the word duty. We had to change it.
It's true.
All right. I'm trying to get back into my dramatic
Okay,
moment.
it's good. It's good so far. Keep it going.
I might die here and you're laughing.
You're saying you were penetrated by that thing?
See? God damn it, Tan. No, I am saying that the claws
Penetrated.
Penetrated.
Lean into it. You've got this.
Just lean in. That's the
Yes.
strategy.
I'm
Serious
saying that the
mistake.
vac suit was compromised. It's sealed itself up again now. But there was
I have my med scanner out already, and I'm going to try scanning her with it. I didn't get anything previously from the other one, but I'm still...
So there are bioscanners. They are
the
more for like
bioscanners,
picking
sorry.
up life signs than specifically. They are not medical tricorders from Star Trek.
I thought they were medical tricorders.
No, I can.
Do I have anything that's like a medical tricord?
You can
I
do
want-
like some like basic stuff.
I
with
mean,
a
I have my
kit.
med kit. It,
Yeah.
I know
You can
I-
do some
I
basic
can,
things like, is she feverish? Like, is she sweating? Like, I can take a pulse. Like, you can do like vitals and all of those things, and you would know how to do. Although actually, she might need to coach you how to do them. And like the vac suits come with basic information for vitals.
yes.
All right, I scan whatever information I can scan with the equipment I have.
Go ahead and give me a heal skill check.
Great.
Heal and intelligence.
7.
You're able to kind of understand it. She has to coach you through a little bit because her physiology is largely unfamiliar to you because Andartans aren't particularly common in ICA space, and they definitely don't teach you that in basic. So looking at the vitals between the two of you, you're able to figure out like her heart rate is elevated, her temperature is elevated. She has like signs of like clear signs of distress and infection that are sort of escalating.
Well, Captain, you, I believe, will get through this. You just need to be as strong as I saw you were with those creatures, and you'll be fine. Whatever this is, and I can't believe I've never seen anything like it before, but I certainly haven't. It's not It can be beat. I believe that much.
Lieutenant, I appreciate that. However, there are some things that I need to ask of you right now. First, I want your assurance that if I start to take on the condition that, what was the Salier's name?
Vestry.
That Dr. Vestry took.
Well, that's nice. He's still a PhD candidate.
That Vestry took. That you will handle it.
Handle it. As in you want me to murder you the way you murdered.
Yes. Yes, I do. Because you know what is going to happen if you don't? Do you see how big that I am? Do you see how strong I am? How long do you think you're going to last if I go feral? And
don't worry about me. I'll be fine. You will take care of it. Let's not.
If I have to know that you are not going to allow me to hurt my crew, to hurt you, to the worst possible thing that could happen is for me to no longer be in control of myself.
Well,
If I want to know that you will allow me to die with some dignity and honor.
well, you're the ranking officer out here. If that's your order,
It is.
then I will follow it.
Thank you. And another. There's a sword in my room, in my quarters, and a data pad with some coordinates on it. Hexie will know. If it comes to that, please see that she takes it to my mother and tells her that I died with my eyes open, unafraid.
Of course.
Thank you.
So we will cut scene for a moment to Thea as she is walking out with Hexie. You probably hear some scuttling behind you. Are you gonna wait and let Kika catch up with you?
I would probably recognize the scuttling too.
You and Kika are like.
I'm gonna just like wait up. I'm just to hold off and wait up. Besides, Hexie's doing all the work to like levitate this guy and move him, so I'm just gonna take that minute to look around and see if there's anything in the hallway that might be of value of any kind.
Again, like if you want to pry off some plating from the sides, like this is a weird material, it would probably fetch a reasonable price. We've got some time.
I do, but it's heavy. I want something light and valuable.
It's hard being a lazy thief.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
So eventually Kika catches up.
Again, it's more of this going on. Just to be very clear.
I'm just sort of imagining you kind of like loping awkwardly like
I guess
dog,
I guess
'cause you have
if
the-
I'm
the
moving
four
fast,
legs,
yeah. Sure. One of those two. We'll decide later in post.
I will make you a bat suit, I guess, and then we'll test it. No, I'm not making you a bat suit.
Hey. Why are you here?
Captain didn't need me. It's fine. I got this. What's great is that you're not as large, so it's more like a backpack.
It's like here, and you're like, your head's like right here, and I'm like holding you.
So how many of those, like, I'm going to ask, what did you see before the things happened? The bad things.
I just walked in and it was basically already happening. There was just this, like, that one of those things was texting Ziana. Attacking.
Just one? Is there a possibility for more?
I don't remember where the others came from. It was like they just came out of nowhere.
That massive room full of columns.
I'm gonna like keep walking down the hall, but it's like now it's a little bit slower.
Yeah. Because what you see, like, the size of the ship and the damage that happened, and if there's more of them, this is probably some sort of and I'm gonna make an intelligence roll to see if I'm actually correct in here. I think I'm making an assumption. I think I'm using my brain. Is this like a warship that was full of a fleet that was going to a planet to take over it? By
Give me
knowing
an
what's
intelligence roll. That is.
This is
That's
what I
the word.
use.
Okay, so in this system, you
That's
have two
very
types of checks.
specific.
You have attack checks and skill checks. And skill checks are done by rolling 2d6
Mm-hmm.
and then adding your modifiers. And attack is done by rolling 1d20 and adding your modifiers.
So,
Most of the other dice are just used for weapons or occasionally initiative.
Would this be a like mental? Like I'm just trying to like piece
you
together.
Just literally give me no.
Okay, cool.
No and intelligence.
Because that's like I'm trying to piece together what the purpose of this ship was from what I've seen and the way that the powers worked. And that's good.
Ooh.
10.
Yes, it was probably a ship of some kind.
Oh.
Yes.
What?
It is not a random space object. It was likely some sort of spacecraft with. But these creatures could be. They are somehow tied to the ship, right? You wouldn't
Yeah, because
anticipate.
they have no mouths and they have the thing in the back, and I noticed that.
Yeah, so you would sort of assume that they are maybe like androids or automatons, but they appear to be like biological, so maybe some sort of construct that is used in service of the ship. You don't necessarily know, like, they didn't seem to be capable of like higher intelligence, so
No.
they're probably not actually like running things or making decisions, but they are probably capable of following some sorts of orders.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just tell them my
And based
thoughts.
on the size, like it is roughly akin to what's the sort of I'm just looking up. The battleship size.
Yeah.
Which are like the biggest.
Okay.
Which
So-
normally can have about a crew. Actually, there's even bigger ones that could have a crew of over 1,000.
So on average, how many would be on this? Like, would I guess by the size?
Probably a few, at least 1,000, maybe up to 3.
Okay.
In terms of like the size of the ship, but you don't really know like these things how they would compare to like a living crew of people.
So I don't know how to tell you this because you like to go missing and things like to appear on our ship after you go missing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay.
There could be a lot more of those things.
So if I were to go missing, I should be really careful. Okay, thanks.
It's good.
Wait, how many more are we talking about here?
2,000.
Well,
a
you
maximum
could
of
estimate that at least
2,096
half
or
of
94.
the ship has been destroyed.
2,994 at maximum if there was no casualties in that big ship war. Honestly, like, and I assume we're at this point we're going into the big room.
So at this point, you hear over the comms, you hear Hexy, and Hexy's like, I can't affect a Hexy, but I'm gonna sort of try. Well, we have a problem, Captain. Just a slight one.
Oh,
with
your
getting
comms
on
are
our
off.
ship.
Your comms are off.
So she would have
slight
muted
problem
the
with the
entire
ship?
crew.
Oh.
You did you turn it off or you muted it?
Oh no, I muted it.
Okay.
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 So you all hear a message come through saying, "We have a slight problem, Captain, with getting onto the Batleth."
Getting onto it?
Yeah. What?
And
I'm gonna like try and speed up pace, but it's
The doors are fine. I fixed the doors. I broke the doors. I fixed the doors. Doors are fine.
Hexy, what kind of problem?
maybe ask Oksana about that.
Oksana, open the doors to the ship.
I would, Captain, but it appears that our doors are no longer opening, Captain.
what?
Explain.
Kika and I are almost there.
Well, I believe you liked this word. I have been penetrated.
Someone is on my ship.
No, not quite.
You have been. This thing has speared my ship.
And as you walk out into the cargo bay,
So much
you see it.
penetration.
Thrown right back at you. So you walk out and you see several things.
Yeah.
But go ahead and give me a notice and wisdom skill check, just so I can
This
kind
has
of.
been a great day for me for checks.
I mean, last week was pretty great for you.
Yeah, you were like, let me roll
9.
6. 9?
9.
10. Okay, you're able to get a pretty full picture as you walk out, even though it's dark. You have your little fuzziness, but it is echolocating, and
Yeah.
you can get a pretty big scope of the whole room. Your light sort of casts out, and you're able to pick out some points. So you see the Batleth, and then you kind of see the edges behind it of that larger ship. They're maybe like 50 meters or so apart. And much like the other ship, the Batleth has a couple of large spears literally just impaling into the ship.
Wait, the large tentacle ship has attacked our mini Batleth.
Yes. What? There are fewer of them than there were in the other ship, but there are probably 3 of them spearing into the Batleth. Like, clearly, pinning it down would probably be the best term. Then you see Hexie. She is sort of a little bit back with the still sort of levitating research assistant. I think she probably took Ortwin, the actual doctor, the least expendable of the 3. I gave them all names, but what I neglected to tell you is that they were wearing red vac suits.
Of course.
Hey, no. And then in front of her is a figure. What appears to be a humanoid shape, kind of a little bit shorter than average, maybe around 5 foot. You can't make out a full amount of details. There's a little bit of light from Hexie's beam, or Hexie's flashlight that's sort of landing on the person. You can see what appears to be pretty dark colored flesh, somewhere you would say like an indigo, like a little bit purple, kind of a purplish blue sort of color. They have, you can see kind of, there's like a crest, something on the top of their head. They do appear to be wearing some sort of suit or vac suit. That is, they are not exposed. Like the sort of the shape of the head appears to be kind of raised, but there's something covering their face. And in their hand there is a weapon of some kind, but it is not pointed at anyone. It's actually currently being held like down in one hand, and then the other hand is in the midst of a gesture.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
They're fucked.
Yes. I mean, hear, see, yes. Yeah.
Did you give your AI a body like in Mass Effect? Is that what's going on here?
You're not.
You have not seen Oksana have a body.
I know. but-
Oksana technically has multiple voices and can even sound like a human male, but seems to have a bug in their system and refuses to change.
One of the first
Fancy
things I
Oksana.
did clearly was uninstall all of the male voices because I'm not taking, like, it's bad enough that she's an annoyingly sassy lady and an annoyingly sassy dude. I would have returned it.
Yeah. So
I mean, you need the extra
Oksana
round.
is like, if you can figure this out, I will do my best to ensure my systems do not get corrupted.
Beep, beep.
There's
Oi.
somebody else here.
Beep, beep. They're taller than me.
Beep beep. Hexie's talking to them.
Beep, beep. Thea, can you handle this?
Beep beep. Okay, can you climb off my back?
Oh my god.
Beep, do not approach.
Beep beep. I'm halfway there.
Beep, beep. There must be some interference.
Oh my god.
Friggin' Abbott and Costello.
Kika, oh my, I cannot handle this right now. And I'm gonna try and lift up the other scientist, and just
I mean, between the two of you, you'll have no issue.
Yeah.
Well,
picking up,
actually,
carrying them and hauling ass.
if she can lift one of them, I'll probably try to lift the body of the.
Okay. Go ahead and give
Salier.
me then a strength and exert for both of you.
7.
13.
Ooh.
You
Jesus
carry them with
Christ.
absolutely no issue. You take a bit of time
I can
and get like a
drag.
fireman carry going on, but it takes a moment. She has to help you out.
It's alright. I'm injured. I'm infected. I'm possibly dying. I'll help you. It's fine.
Yeah, I know. It's all good.
It's okay. You're good with that gun. You've got that going for you.
Let's just get them back to the ship.
So, I mean, I think we are approaching, but I'm gonna let
yeah.
you. I'm pretty much gonna let you handle this one. This
I'm
is your skill.
gonna sneak up.
Okay.
But before I do, I'm gonna like turn back to you after we've been like, because we didn't really move when we were doing that. But I want to turn back to you and be like,
You weren't quiet. Like at this point, the other two have turned around.
Because we beep beeped and
Yeah, you were like making a fuck ton of noise. At this point, like the attention has turned to you, and Hexie's like, I don't know how to talk. They are not speaking the language. And I'm going to instantly exit her out of the scene. She's not just going to stand there because I'm not playing another person's character.
Is she maybe using her psychic ability to try to take down the tentacles?
She is probably using her psychic ability to try and open the door.
There we go. Or write music.
Also that. She's
She
inspired.
could the other part of her mind.
Yeah.
At once.
She's inspired.
Very talented.
It's an inspiring moment. I mean, nobody else
The attention has somewhat turned to you.
Okay.
You probably have a moment to like try and quickly stealth, but you'll have a slight penalty to it.
I think what I'm gonna do instead, since they're looking at us, I'm just gonna walk up and, as I'm walking up, I want to just take in every single detail of this person as much as I can possibly see.
Yeah. Go ahead, and I'll have you do. You can do notice, but you could also give me. I'm trying to think if there's a good social. Maybe I take like lead or connect
Okay.
as well. Either one of those, any of those three, and then wisdom, or
Okay.
or if you want to do notice and charisma
Okay.
for your, how well you understand people. Many options. Tell me what you
So
wanna-
many options.
What you think will work.
I think I'll do notice and charisma.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll have it like it'll focus on kind of what you know about them as a person.
What I can see.
So one of the other things to know about the system is there are abilities and there are skills, but there are no forcibly linked ones except in very specific circumstances. So often you can make an argument for why you should roll two different things together based on the situation.
Well, that's cool.
And then the GM tells you no.
Sometimes I say no.
I would like to use
I got a 9.
Yeah, you can't use fix for everything.
I would like to use fix to fix this conversation.
I would like to use fix to fix them with deadness.
I'm using fix to shut them down.
We're
I'm
fixing
gonna fix them. Okay, Kika's not castrating a bunch of things.
What?
When you talk about like your pet getting fixed.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's not even the way that Kiko runs things.
No, I know.
Okay.
But I'm just
How are
saying.
you doing with your fight? Or
I
your
got a
verbal
9.
fight?
You got a 9.
I got
Okay,
a 9.
so as you walk up, they are the first thing that you notice is they're unlike the things that jumped out at you before. They are not at all hostile. Like the way they are standing does not sort of give you a sense that they are ready to attack or that they're even kind of preparing for any sort of fight or combat. There's definitely like a nervous sort of energy that you're picking up, just in the sense that they're not completely still, and. Because like you can see, like they're holding the one gun and their hands are open, like they have a very open, trying to not seem threatening. At least that appears to be the intention that you're getting out of it. They are, again, like I said, probably how tall are you again? How tall
I'm
is Thea?
5'4".
5'4", so they're a little bit shorter than you. You do. This is not so much. That's more of a physical thing, so you probably wouldn't notice it. They appear to be kind of humanoid in shape. You would see like they have the digigrade, kind of those bent back legs, and they're sort of a little bit more bouncy in the knees than like a human is. They're flat feet. You can't really see, like you see sort of a glimpse of kind of the darker kind of purplish blue sort of skin tone underneath through the visor that they're wearing. And you do notice as you're approaching that there's sort of like a couple of sort of spirals just sort of going up the side and kind of onto their face that are luminescent. That don't appear to be like LED lighting or anything like that. That appear to be kind of part of their skin.
Does it remind me of the glowing lights that we saw around
Yes.
Okay.
It has a very similar color tone to it.
Okay.
And then you see like the helmet kind of has a height to it as it goes back and covers down the back. But otherwise they're like fully clothed. You don't recognize any of the attire. Like it's not something that you've seen before, and the weapon itself is unfamiliar to you. Like you would assume that it's a rifle, but beyond that you're like, I don't know.
I would like to try and talk to them
Mm-hmm.
then.
So as you approach, they like will immediately turn their attention to you, and they'll begin talking. And none of the words, like you don't understand any of what they're saying. Like Adamesa.
Slow down. I don't understand.
And they sort of gesture like,
Why?
go ahead and give me a perform.
Perform?
Mm-hmm.
Not talk?
How do you want to do it? How are you going to try and communicate with this person?
I'd like to try and use her diplomacy skills to understand what he's trying to say.
Okay, you can still definitely use the diplomacy. You can give me talk.
Okay. Whoa.
Your dice are cool looking.
Thank you. My dice are very cool looking. That was a 12. A natural 12.
Very nice. And I assume you add some bonuses to that too. So
If we, I don't have any bonuses actually.
to neither charisma nor talk.
For talk, I got to roll 3 and drop the lowest one.
But what's your skill level in talk? 0 or 1?
It's 0 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you very expertly sort of both using words and gesture kind of say like why as you like make this sort of the universal sign for what?
Shrugging of the shoulders.
It's weird. It is weird. Like that is sort of like in our base DNA. Like it seems to be coded in everything that uses a DCAT.
As shoulders.
Yes,
I mean,
everything
that is
has shoulders.
Anything that has a shoulder can do the thing.
So I hope
Yeah.
these things have shoulders.
As far as you can tell, they appear to have
Seems to have a
necks and
shoulder.
shoulders.
Next.
Way to fuck shit up,
Knees
Dan.
and toes.
That's what I'm here for.
Knees and toes, knees and toes.
I mean, they definitely don't have toes.
The night is young.
Oh,
Wait.
Okay,
Maybe.
I specifically
Do we know?
designed
Can
the
we see?
studio so I could do things like that without disrupting the stream.
You're not being. I am not being good today. This is a bad day.
You're always good, Claudia. You're good, Claudia.
What a good Claudia.
You got a scratcher behind the ear for me? That was everything that I wanted and more. So as you
Solely like-
expertly and gesture and kind of question, they sort of point with their free hand, like very directly at the scientist who is currently being levitated, like, and then make this face of like,
I want to. Do I have any Lazarus patches? I want to show him a Lazarus patch.
You
No, I
didn't
don't
use
have any.
yours. We all left the ship with one. You didn't use
Oh
yours.
yeah. So I pull out my Lazarus patch and I'm like, and I wave it and I like show it to him and then I mime like putting it on the doctor.
Can.
and they kind of look very quizzically and sort of shake their head like, that's not.
Heal.
Did you want to practice mime class today, Sarah? Is that what you were hoping to do today?
Yes. Yes.
Sasinana, yeah, ma.
I switched to like pointing toward the tentacles that are impaling the ship, and then I like mime like this is the ship, and then I'm like pulling them out.
Yes. As you do that, like they point directly back at the other thing that was inside, like.
Darmok and Jalad.
At Tanagra.
Beep, beep. I think we've met someone who can help.
How far away are
Yeah.
I assume you started walking,
Yeah.
like through
Yeah.
this whole conversation. You're not not super far.
we? Okay.
Can I
It'll
do a
take you like a
heal
minute or
check?
so to get there.
Awesome.
On
The person who she pointed at.
the scientist.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
told
just
you
go
not
over
to
them.
approach.
I just want to hear for a heartbeat.
Sorry, there was interference.
Okay,
It was called
guys,
Kika. She pushed me forward.
I've got really good rolls today. I'm on fire. 11.
Again?
Yes.
11 to be like,
11.
is this person like? I've heard someone's heartbeat as they fade and then still act like they're living.
It appears to be fading.
I'm gonna like lightly like tug.
What?
They're that person will become the things that we thought very quickly. So
What happens? What did the other one turn on?
the other one, I remember I put the Lazarus bath, and usually that means they're like everything's fine. They weren't fine.
Yeah. What?
No, they definitely weren't
You
fine.
couldn't have mentioned this when we
Um,
were in the hallway.
No, I no. I was more curious about why the ship was invented, because then maybe we could use the warp drive on it, and there's no such thing as a warp drive, because that's just a bit of reality.
Came to me in a fever dream.
It was like, I was like, what if there was one?
Stop talking about your fever dreams.
Focus. Okay.
Okay.
A new spool of thread. That's right.
What?
Anyways, when you are attacked, there is this. I'm assuming it is a poison that, or is a biological weapon that is ingrained in their nails, and when they get you, you then become one of them. A lot of races use it as a way of breeding. Not yours. I'm not sure. I've never really talked about that, but we'll
That's okay. We can have the breeding conversation
have a
later.
breeding conversation later.
Okay, good. So he's going, huh?
So he's
That's a cut. Ya no se llama.
I pull out my knife.
We have to talk to the captain. Beep beep, beep beep, beep beep, beep beep.
I stab him.
Roll me an attack roll with your stab skill. So that's 1d20 minus 2. Do you have any proficiency?
You are
on
rolling.
stab?
You are stabbing the scientist, right?
Beep beep, Captain. You just stabbed
Wait.
someone.
Oh, the stat.
Oh
scientist
no!
got
I
the-
got a critical fail.
I'm not telling you, but she just stabbed someone. But it's okay.
So if you fail critically on a thing that you're trying to do, you you shred their vac suit, but you don't actually kill them. The air just starts sucking out of their vac suit. And you see their face is going.
well, they were.
So wait, is this? To be clear, is this the alien?
This
or
is
the-
No.
Dr. Tegan.
Dr.
This is the
Tegan,
person
who is.
that Hexicate is,
Hexie is levitating.
Who I have on
whirls around.
like
Hexie,
sorry. I should have warned you, Hexie. Kika says we've got to kill him.
I mean, I did not say that. I wanted to get the captain. Everything is going a little bit too
Is
fast.
this over comms?
Yes.
Probably.
Are we there yet?
What are you doing?
Their heartbeat was erratic. Like they were.
Their heartbeat is rapidly stopping as they begin to suffocate.
Murder
like,
hobo.
I'm
Attempt
running
to
at this
kill
point if necessary,
No, you have to-
which cannot possibly be good for me.
No, go ahead and give me an exert
I'm
and
also
physical.
running.
Oh no.
Exert and physical to run while carrying.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is gonna
Like-
be so much paperwork.
Better him than us.
Yeah, but like,
Do you do
Exert-
anything while
Can I
these-
no, I want to try and
You're
get him
gonna
again. I don't want to do a half-finished job.
Exert
She's
and
not a
strength.
monster.
Exert and strength.
I mean, you're being a little bit of a monster right now. Since
Yeah,
this
I mean, she's a little bit of a monster, but she's
Reroll
not.
your stab.
Reroll my stab.
So it's -2, but I think you have an attack bonus of +1
Yeah.
right now.
So
Or is it only plus?
seven,
No, warriors are +2. Right.
17.
Oh, yeah.
17. That'll do it. So as you manage to move slightly over it. You just take the blade that was there and just kind of shove it backwards and get through the rest of their throat, and they bleed.
And then I would like to just have her hand rest on them and just have a quiet moment. Of,
And then
I'm
Hexie
sorry.
is like,
Can
"Do I continue levitating? What did you do?"
He was dying.
It was a biological infection that would invade the ship. Captain wanted us to do this.
What did you roll? You roll 7. That is exactly when you arrive. You're like, you are tired.
I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12. You've caught up with her from your earlier weakness.
Yeah.
So the two of you arrive you are one step ahead. You are winded as you hear Captain wanted us to do it.
What?
This one was also infected and was fading, and it was having a heart attack, but it wasn't a heart attack yet because we kind of just stabbed it, so it didn't have a heart attack. I'm so sorry. I couldn't stab it, but also I'm doing my job, and Captain.
Kika, shut up! I'm gonna put the one down that I am carrying. Now, is the dead scientist, is it blue the way the Solarian was? Is the blood, or is the blood fluid
They
from
do
the ship?
not look, they still have a mouth. They still have their eyes
Okay.
appear human. They
Oh,
probably
were they
died.
human? Is
Yeah,
the
this
blood
is-
red?
Wait, the blood is red?
The blood is not entirely red.
Oh,
Like
thank
it
God.
appears to
thank God.
be a slightly off color compared to what it is, but they had not. They were still visibly mostly human.
I slap a Lazarus patch on them.
Yeah, Lazarus patches don't do anything
Did you
after
just waste a
they
Lazarus
have
patch?
had their
Good,
throats
no, it was a
slit.
good
It's-
try. It was a good
All right, fine,
Yeah.
I don't.
try.
Can I,
Look, you
But
are
I'm
able to
angry.
see like this would require incredibly advanced like medical technology or biopsionics.
What did you do?
He was gonna die.
This is not what I told you to do.
You're right. But I had to make an executive decision. I wasn't about to get killed.
He's not even blue.
But the signs were going that direction. I can. There's a certain heartbeat of instead of being like da 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 da. It was like da 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 da. No, it wasn't actually doing that.
Kika, just
It's going.
No one kills anyone from this point forward. All right? No, unless the captain says so.
Okay.
Let's make that. How's that for the rule? All right? Can everyone agree to that much?
Yeah.
Everyone say.
I agree to the rule that you just stated.
You, scoundrel.
I am not about to agree to a rule that might get me killed.
Thea, we will have a discussion about this later.
And I will listen to you.
What is that? And she, the
Yeah, at this point, the other creature has, like, sort of stepped forward, and again, they're still, like, their weapon. At this point, they've actually probably just, like, put it into, like, they have chosen to not bear an arm at this point. And they kind of gesture at you, and, like, das anonima. Deshakari.
What is it? Do you understand it?
Kind of. I think he wants us to go back with him.
Roll me a charisma or wisdom. Actually, you can do wisdom and which one's higher? Charisma or wisdom?
Anything but wisdom.
Okay, roll charisma and talk.
I don't have talk, so do I have a bonus to charisma? No, I do not. So 4.
You, like, for a split moment, think one of those words made sense, and it sounded like you heard the word help.
I don't recognize what species this person is, do
No.
I? Okay.
They've been very non-aggressive for what it's worth. Seems to know a lot about everything. And the coloring similar to what we're seeing on the ship. I'm sorry.
What is-
You make the call.
What is the state of the Batleth?
It's got
There are
tentacles.
3 large spikes at this point, just, like, impaled into it. Do you ask that to Oksana?
Well, I'm going to look at it, so I was interested in that answer. But also, like, Oksana, status.
Unpleasant. I appear to have vented most of my atmosphere. It's fine for me, I suppose. Although I've heard it could be fatal for you.
That computer of yours is very frustrating.
She's stuck on
I'm
sassy.
still a beta model.
No, I'm
She's
still
trying
beta.
to save the ship. That's what
I
she's
am
supposed to do.
working on it. But you may need to remove these spikes for me. They appear to be uncomfortable, if that's a word I could use as a ship.
I make
I
the
learned it
gesture.
from your Earth vocabulary, from your
Say, hey,
Ika
just,
vocabulary
Lieutenant.
I put down the body of the deer creature that I'm carrying.
Lieutenant,
Wait,
no, Lieutenant, Kika, Thea, Hexy, stay here. Watch the scientist. If he's not blue, if he's not visibly changing, don't kill him.
But if he's blue,
If he looks like the Salir did, if it goes
She
that
wasn't
far. Yes, she was.
I mean, you can point to it. Like, it's still
Oh.
there. You see, like, the closed, like, the half-closed over mouth.
yeah, yeah.
The, like, skin knitting together,
Yes.
the eyes
I'll
take
care of it,
change
Captain.
form.
Look for this. Then do it. You want to go there?
Wait, are you? Wait,
I'm taking out my knife.
wait, Captain, can you not go alone?
Trust me, I will be fine.
That's not.
can you take? What about if you take salmon bars? Please take salmon bars.
No. Salmon bars stays here.
I'm unholstering my gun.
Why can't
too.
Salmon Bar's go and you stay here?
Why are you questioning me?
I'm not questioning. I just.
Kika, just jump on her back as she walks away.
She won't notice. I mean, whether or not you guys listen to her, this is like.
No, I'm not.
So
I will be right back.
They begin walking.
Like wipe off my knife, tuck it away.
That was such a botched murder attempt. Does anyone choose to follow as Ziana follows behind this
No.
person?
I'm not following, but I have my rifle out and I'm keeping an eye on everyone.
Don't kill each other!
Do you look blue? Are you turning blue? I see a sheen to your skin now.
Oh my god.
I wanna.
Everyone, mouths open. That's how we know you're safe.
Can I start tinkering with the locks on the ship to see if I can open it without Oksana?
Oksana. Yeah, Oksana's also working on it on the inside, so it'll be
Cool.
kind of, you can have a +1 to any of your
Great.
rolls to do that.
We'll do that. I'll slowly work on
Thea
that.
like walks like a couple of steps, but then she stops and she just like crosses her arms. Like, if she wasn't already on your bad side, she probably would have followed you. But she also doesn't want to die, so she's gonna wait.
We're all gonna get lectures.
Why don't you follow her? It seems you do whatever you feel like anyway.
I do whatever I feel like.
Well, it's amazing you haven't died already.
Isn't it just? Why are you so cranky anyway? I just saved our lives.
Why am I cranky?
I'm doing what nobody else will dare to do, and that means that you get to stay alive for a little longer.
She wasn't there for that.
Oh, it's true. No, you were. Everybody was still there for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
Yeah.
oh, I thought you did it when you set them
No,
away.
everybody was still there
Okay,
for that.
canon
Oh.
is it canon that everyone saw you stab the Slayer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we didn't know that.
I thought I left before.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, now is now cool. Thank you for converting canon.
I'm cranky because this entire mission, which was supposed to be easy, it was supposed to be nothing but a simple delivery mission, has already been botched beyond belief by a bunch of incompetence.
You don't have to look my direction when you say that word.
Well, I am. I'm looking in a lot of directions, frankly.
I thought he wanted an exciting first posting.
I know, right?
Is Oksana being
Is that
sassy?
Oksana?
I heard you wanted an exciting first posting. No, she doesn't.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
Thea's just gonna look
That's
at you
just
and be
Lauren.
like, things are different outside the simulator, aren't they?
People keep talking about the simulator. There's no simulator.
So then everything was real? They just threw you into battle first off? You didn't
This-
even know what spirates were.
This was a simple delivery mission, an escort mission. It should be so uncomplicated.
Things out here are never simple.
Oh, well.
Look, I don't want to be mean, but you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. That's just how the world is.
Well, I don't believe in unnecessarily killing people.
Me either. It was necessary.
Does not seem like it was necessary.
I guess we can agree to disagree.
No, we can't agree to disagree.
Well, all right then.
oh no, keep
Kika.
arguing. It's keeping me very. I can see everything.
Too much noise. Go ahead and give me a fix in intelligence. With +1 from Oksana.
13.
Does more noise help, you see?
Kika, that
Like-
tickles. I think that might have helped a little. You hear like one of the sort of a power on section. You think you've managed to isolate like the main doors, your entrance porthole to the ship.
That's what I like to open, the entrance porthole.
Yeah. So you think you might be able to get inside it, whether what that translates to is a different question.
I got a multi-tool that's just going.
Thank you, Kika. How are you doing today, Kika? I'm running that through the translator now.
You don't need to waste energy doing that.
It sounds like you're angry.
I feel like Oksana and Kika should be friends.
We
They
are.
totally are.
We totally are.
They're an old married couple.
They don't seem very friendly right now.
It just. It's
Take
very.
a deep breath, Kika. I heard you need to do that. It says so.
That's how she knows venting the atmosphere was
Yeah.
probably not great.
I have learned from my programming that you need to take deep breaths when you're angry.
Oksana,
She
please
begins, like coaching
yeah.
you through deep
activate
breathing
secret protocol. Password 257.
All right, Kika, let's do this.
It's just a protocol I put like Oksana doesn't talk about it with us the ship.
Yeah, it's Oksana's friendly protocol. You actually found it.
Yeah.
No one else can activate it, just you.
I'm scared.
That's rough. I'm sorry.
That's it.
It's not that. You know, I am confident that you will make it out alive.
Aww.
That makes one of us.
Do you
Can she say like what confidence interval?
I will not even tell you the probability because I know that makes people uncomfortable.
You've started to learn about earth breather. Not even earth breathers. Air breathers.
breathers.
Nice job.
The organics.
Oh yes, that's better.
The organics.
That's right.
So you follow behind this person, and they kind of approach the other ship, and you cross the somewhat shorter distance between the two of them on this vessel, and they sort of go up to kind of one of the sides of it and place one of their hands on it, and you see like a line that was kind of in the ship sort of glows slightly and then shifts and opens out, and they step inside, and you see a corridor that is probably eerily reminiscent to the ones that you were just inside, but without that same sort of metallic sheen. Everything here is a little bit warmer tone. It has the same lighting, although it seems fairly dim, and the person will gesture and begin walking.
crap. Ziana will curse in her native language. And then
And they actually take a moment and they take their weapon off and holding it by the barrel handed it to you.
she'll take it. Now she's got two weapons. And we'll walk in. All right, she's gonna follow.
So she'll walk a little bit down the hallway. You notice here there are signs of damage and sort of battle. Like you had seen kind of these massive sort of scarring marks and sections that had been lost and torn out. Even on the inside, like you can see scorches or portions like of walls that have been destroyed. But everything has kind of that round, curved sort of piece to it. And you feel here as you step inside that like a normal level of gravity settles over you. And it's like walking normally again.
Is there any kind of sensor on my suit where I could see like if there's atmosphere here?
Yeah, it'll actually begin reading that like atmosphere levels are normal and breathable and registers as something that you would be able to take your helmet off. And as you do, like you notice that the person kind of like shifts and begins sort of unclasping as they turn down into a room.
Okay. This could be so dumb. So she's going to start taking off her helmet. Follow in.
So they kind of turn and they go through an archway. And in this room, there's sort of those similar kind of groan-esque podiums that are kind of coming out of the ground, but there appears to be like ones that are vaguely more seat-like, and then kind of another one that's flatter and has a panel on it that the person kind of goes up to, and they gesture at one of the seats. You see them, they take the helmet off and kind of place it to the side, and you see that sort of same, the tendrils coming from like the center of the forehead, almost in this widow's peak. And they seem to be like braided, almost as if decorative, and there's a couple that are bioluminescent within it, and it's like large, almost dreads, except not made of hair, made of more of a flesh-like material, and they appear to be growing out all the way down to kind of the base of the neck.
Okay. You want me to sit there?
Give me another talk and charisma. I think you said you had no wisdom.
Oh. 9.
You take a moment and you sort of look at it and like you know that the words are not in a language you know, but they register as like it's your choice.
Oh, this is weird.
Like there's an instinctual understanding that was the meaning behind them.
You understand what's happened. You're going to fix it?
Dasim Miyashana, and she's sort of she. There's a vaguely feminine like quality that you may interpret, but whatever. I'm gonna use the female pronoun because I don't want to go into the complicated natures of gender right now. So she will like begins essentially removing one of the gloves off one of her hands, and as you do, you see a fairly like similar hand. You notice, actually, you'd probably notice that like there's a length and sort of jointedness to her fingers that remind you of Thea's. But the color of the skin is that like deep purple blue color, and then there's kind of some lines that are sort of twisting down the arm and going up to kind of in between the fingers of those bioluminescent segments, sort of paths.
So, well, because the blue dudes were blue and had like talons, right?
Talons. She does not have talons.
Okay.
No, and you realize now as you're closer, there's like an extra level of jointedness. Like the way she moves has a sort of a fluidity to it. Like you could probably bend all of her limbs more in either direction that you wouldn't, like that would be uncomfortable for you. But you're like, oh man, it might be okay for someone like more flexible like Thea. And that reminds you a little bit of the way the movement of those creatures has, but like her limbs are there. She's not so limmy. They're much more proportional compared to the limmies.
Okay.
She's not a limmy.
She's not a limmy.
All right.
At least it is like an unsettling like reminder, but not the same.
Okay.
So her eyes are not like that hexed sort of insect eye. Her face is fairly flat. She does have pretty large, like almost owl-like eyes with the slits, like slits for people. So the whole thing is iris and pupil. And they are much, compared to her skin, they are much like paler color.
Okay. Oksana, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, sorry. Let me be, yes.
Oksana,
Sorry,
I'm going to leave this channel open just to you.
Okay.
If I tell you something has gone wrong, let the others know. Otherwise, don't let them hear my channel.
The screams of, never mind. Yes, I'm sure everything will be fine.
You are, as ever, an incredible comfort.
I learned from the best.
Yes. Yes. And she gets into the chair.
You just sort of sit down. It's like a
one
normal
of the
sort of chair. So she comes over to you and just reaches out her hand. And have you taken off any of your suit?
No.
That's a man.
Oh, can I take off just arm?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. All right.
There's like a glove portion, right? Because you put it on and then you put like the hands on.
Okay.
Well, that
All
makes sense.
It would be really awkward to try and fit that too, so it's more adjustable that way.
Okay, so she's gonna peel off the arm glove of her back suit.
Do you take off which one? The one that was injured or
The
the
one
other
that was injured.
You notice that the color of the skin on that arm is no longer the color of your skin. It is, well, it's probably not quite as blue as theirs were, but it's like a deep purple now. And that your fingers on this hand have sort of extended slightly. They feel different, and the hands are more claw-like.
Okay.
She hands you. She reaches out her hand. As you take her hand, you see, and she sort of like clasps it. There's like not a death grip, but like she grips on tight. You notice the lines of bioluminescent will begin to they glow brighter, and they come up between her fingers, and they begin to wrap around your hand. And there's a moment, and like it's this very like she kind of looks at you.
Like, don't freak out.
Yeah, don't do anything.
Oh God.
Can you understand me?
Oh,
And she lets go.
Shit.
Yes.
Thank the stars. My name is Aryuta.
What did you just do to me?
Oh, that's complicated. I would like you to make a saving throw with a +10.
Whoa.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
fine. So you have 10 to whatever you rolled plus what you normally roll.
No, it's not
If
fine.
you roll a 1.
But here's the thing. You roll.
She
You
dies.
Oh.
She dies.
I'm determined to die.
She dies on the spot.
You
An
can-
anvil drops
No,
out of the
thankfully
ceiling.
you don't die on the spot. You're gonna convulse and take 4 points of damage.
God bless.
As you like are racked with pain and you kind of flinch, you notice there are lines of bioluminescence running up your arm now. And they sort of seem to creep. I'm really sorry, that was not supposed to happen, but it's kind of experimental.
Oh, don't experiment. Oh God. Oh God, it hurts. Okay.
It will be fine. It will take some time.
Oh God. Not much experience with people of my physiology, I'm guessing.
None. What are you?
I am Andarton.
That didn't help.
And you?
Premisan.
That didn't help either.
That doesn't surprise
Yay.
me. Your friends.
Yes.
Do you want to tell them you're alive? You'll be okay. You might be a little hazy for a little while.
So this isn't going to...
The
I'm not-
arm's going to stay. It was too late. The conversion had already started.
That's...
But you are lucky. They didn't get you here, which is what they aim for, and so they start the conversion in your brain. And there's no going back. The other ones will turn.
There's no hope for them at all.
This won't work. At least there's no hope yet. It's a story. I'll tell you later
Yes.
when we're all out
Yes.
of here.
Yes.
We need.
Yes, we should, I should. Oh, God. This is not at all what I signed up for. And I'm going to, open the comms, well, no, not yet. Should I?
Click, click.
Oksana is like, are
Beep, beep.
you okay?
Yes, Oksana, I'm fine.
I heard a lot of yelling, and it wasn't the good kind.
No, it...
You know I'm always listening. It's uncomfortable. You can turn me off sometimes.
Oksana, Lord, I wish I could. Should I? We should go back out.
You can bring them all here. There's air, and it is maybe safer.
Should they bring the scientist? Can you at least try?
It's never worked before. But I guess.
Well, if it doesn't work this time, we'll take care of it. Okay, open comms. Is everyone still alive out there?
Beep beep. So far, so good.
Bring,
They won't be able to understand me.
well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Grab the scientists, the one who's still alive. Come on into the ship.
Yes, that is a good word.
All of us?
Yes, all of you.
Kika.
This is
We gotta go.
Your ship is named Sarin.
Yes, it is their name.
It is their name.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. It whatever it is you did to me is language
You are-
is a little
oh,
confusing.
I should explain. You are part of the crew now.
I'm sorry. What?
This is Saren. Sort of gestures vaguely.
Yes, I understand that your ship is called Sarin. My ship is called the Batleth.
I am
And-
I am Saren's voice. Saren is alive.
Your ship is alive.
Yes. Yours is not?
It's a ship. It's a mechanical.
Oh. No, this is organic.
What exactly did you do to me?
It's
Oh, let's wait until the rest of them get here.
yes. I'm sorry, it was the only thing.
No,
It's
I
the
would've-
they're it's that or you become
Yes,
you know,
I am.
we call them the hollow.
I am grateful.
You can call them limmies.
Oh, I liked ferals.
the ferals.
I keep breaking my pencil then.
They were once alive.
All of them?
Yes.
And
There are so many.
There were many Promisen. There are not anymore.
I'm sorry.
We brought it upon ourselves.
I think your species and mine perhaps have a few things in common.
Not so much the color palette, but maybe others.
Well. So are they...
I assume you guys, do you choose to come
I
along
mean, I'm
your
gonna
way?
put back the panels and quietly shut off Secret Protocol 257.
Goodbye, Keith.
Pardon me?
And I've got the remaining
always a pleasure.
scientists slung over my shoulder.
Secret Protocol's just for Kika.
It's fine.
That's why it makes it a secret.
My ship, but that's fine. You can have secret protocol.
You got it?
You know,
Secret Protocol 257. I'm remembering that.
Me too, I wrote it down.
it's good because they will never forget. Ooh! I did write down. I watched the VOD of our first episode, and I wrote down crap tons of things like third vegetable.
Third vegetable.
Third vegetable.
Also should be in the Wikia.
I'm just like,
All in prep for the
I'll walk.
So you begin your walk over, I assume?
notice.
Or,
I'm like, is that for you, Kika? All right.
Yeah, I have the scientist slung over my shoulder, and we head into the ship.
I'm gonna lead them back, and I put my thing back on. I put my back suit.
there's an airlock. But yeah. Oh yeah, you want to...
I'm going to put my sleeve back on.
you know.
And exit out just to meet all of you.
So she exits out the kind of airlock, and Ziana will meet you there. You notice, oddly enough, you you have a moment where you are at the airlock, like the door, and you sort of like gesture towards it, and it just, much like the person did, it opens. It's like,
Cool. Weird, uncomfortable, but
Ziana is there, looking alive.
Wait,
See, look, nobody
Better.
died.
She's hazy. She is better, but
heartbeat.
I mean, I'm still
is-
down to 8 hit points.
Oh gosh. I got a 12. Oh.
That's her heartbeat, I assume. I don't know.
Better than before. What did
It
you
is
do?
slightly improved.
Yeah.
Captain, is everything under control?
Everything is fine.
Why not?
Were you able to gain anything useful from the alien?
Yes, and in fact, we are going to now have a conversation.
Oh.
So, and
A conversation.
there, it's. She doesn't think that she can save him, but she's going to try.
The scientist.
Let's go.
Well, that's
You're able to communicate with it.
Yes, let's go.
Wait, do you speak the language?
Let's go. And Tiana turns around and starts marching, stiff-backed and visibly uncomfortable.
Oh, well.
now I'm afraid.
All right, we all follow. Or at least
I don't even like what
I follow with the
The two of
scientist.
them, do you like hold hands?
I mean, I think there's like a couple steps of holding hands and
Or
then
just like, and then I'm like, you're faster the other way.
yeah, I know.
Is it like
Okay.
going down the
I'm
hallway
right
in The
here.
Wizard of Oz? They're just like.
No, no.
As you head down the hallway, a scientist slung over the shoulder, Ziana uncomfortably walking back, and you enter into the room. And with that, we shall pause and go to a break. because that's a thing that we do. I was like, it's been that's the time. It's
Wait,
break time.
Is it game time?
But I
It's
want to
break
know what
time, but
happens
before-
next.
Okay, that's the point. I gotta leave you at an exciting moment. Before we go to the break, don't go anywhere because we're gonna read all of the donations that came through. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support. We're gonna do that.
Talk about how we're a nonprofit.
We are a nonprofit, which means that they're actually donations because that means we're not for profit. We are doing this because we want to create an inclusive community that plays games and does cool things and explores the bounds of streaming and live performances. I've heard talk of things like 360 videos. Maybe episode 0's out there somewhere.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
Do you not remember
Oh,
that
yeah.
we filmed episode 0 in 360
Our
video?
episode 0.
Yes, our episode 0 was filmed in 360 video,
Of this
which
show.
is awesome. And so all of the donations that come in go to help keep the lights on and pay the cast and the crew, the one-person crew,
The production.
as well as allow us to get cool art and other assets that go with our shows to make them awesome and very fun and very enjoyable to watch.
Maybe someday the crew will get paid.
Aww.
Right now, it's a labor
William
of
T.W.
love.
Awesome. Our first donation that came through is from William T.W.
Yay,
Oh.
William.
Is already like a crazy person. We really love it. Been like, I'm gonna work on the Wikia.
Bless.
God bless.
Thank you. It's amazing. It's truly appreciated, and your hard work is thoroughly noticed. The first one is $25. Congratulations to Hexy Kate for her galactic tour. Good luck to the rest of the crew. Next, we have John Paul B. With $10. First problem solve. Which way is up? Way to go, team. Up is relative.
I think that's what we decided, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is
I mean, it's
the
correct.
reality of it. Is
Next up, the Great Space
that
Monkey with $25. The Great Space Monkey, or Spunky, has some words of wisdom for all today. Remember, when you talk about space, it isn't a remote place at all. It's only an hour's drive away if your car could go straight up.
Which is relative.
Yes,
Thank you.
relative to the gravity of Earth.
Yes,
and to the ground.
grounds.
Oh, Lizard Eats Flies with $5.23 asks, back Kigurumi for Claudia, question mark?
Question mark? It's pretty warm in here today.
It,
but
it is.
Maybe.
But we could make you like like a bat Kigurumi that has shorts. A shorter Rumi.
Shorter room.
A
A romper? Are you
romper.
Are you like
But
mixing
with
a
arms.
romper?
Yeah, I'm mixing
A
a
Kigurumi romper.
and a romper together. A romper Rumi.
Romper roomie.
A romper roomie.
She's already got this like sweet like
Yeah.
bat wing. I mean, I know you guys don't see it very often.
I mean, when I figured out a new way to show it off.
Yeah.
I love
I love your up.
next up is Odious. $20 for my favorite cast of Manic Pixie Dream Girls.
And
And
Dan.
Dan.
And
Hopefully other pickled starfaring races will not use penetration as their way of saying hello. Keep up the good work. That
This
was
is me judging you.
Sorry. And then there was R Chaos with $20. I flipped. No. That was Odious. I missed Lizard Eats Flights. R Chaos with R Chaos 46 with $20 to help you guys continue to be awesome. And then Odious again. This is why I got confused. $15. Really, Liz? Ziana had to remove all the male voices. Well, there goes the unmitigated glee I would have felt at Sassy Chuck Tingle AI.
Oh no! You're right. We have to install the Chuck
It's okay.
Tingle AI.
I bet we can buy USBs of different like famous
Yeah.
actors'
It's
voices.
true.
Like that will
It's true.
gotta collect them all.
And then Paladin Hunk with $11.46. Hi, everybody. You're doing a great job.
thank you.
Paladin Hulk got a sword.
Yay!
Congratulations, Colin Hulk, on your sword.
What trials and tribulations?
Do you make them fight for it?
Is there only
You
one
just put
sword?
one sword in the middle of the room, and whoever is still
whoever
alive
is
at the end
left
gets the
standing?
sword.
No, Lauren recommended him.
Oh, that. Lord was like, I give you the sword! And then you stabbed him with it, and he pulled it out and he survived.
It was like that scene from Gallivant where I meant to throw the sword at the person, but then I accidentally stabbed him,
Oh,
and then there was a
man.
whole musical number that involved trying to save his life, and it was
Gallivant
complicated.
is so good.
Remember that was a show that happened?
Terrible.
Okay, you take that back.
Oh! This is what we're going to talk about during the break, guys.
And Levi762
Oh my
with
God, it's
$50. Kika said to kill the doctor, and of course Thea would obey the command of her adorable backpack. And then Artie Snack with $5. Awesome job with episode 2. Don't die, Ziana. The ship needs its captain. I'm still not sure if that Conrad can be fully trusted, though. You are missed, Cheryl. Hope you are having an awesome time in Copenhagen.
Shrugging. It's a thing we do with shoulders.
I was sort of on your side until the whole Gallivant thing just now,
Yeah.
and now
Hey,
when do we get to do our Dora the
can't help
I'm
it.
Explorer
experiencing
spin-off?
some bleed.
Thea is not.
And then our last one from so far is ODS with $5. Dan! I know the lieutenant is wet behind the ears, but don't even raw graduates know there's no such thing as a milk run or a casual jaunt down to the stuffer shack? Maybe we can use this as part of the Give the Academy a Simulator Fund.
What did happen to the simulator? Is it broken?
There
They
never was a
simulated
simulator.
too many things.
It's definitely a rumor. Like, we've all heard that you simulate,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
everything.
That's all the.
Oh yeah,
that's
there's
everything
the
that you
assumption.
do.
Like, I'm pretty sure you get,
Have
like,
you-
flushies.
Why are
Do you know
you
what dirt
lying
is?
about the simulator?
Why would there be a simulator? You don't need
What
a
is
simulator.
it called when you put someone's face in and you flush?
I'm sure it's just VR.
Swirly?
Swirly. You simulated swirlies. That's hazing.
Simulated
Simulated
swirl.
hazing.
Wait, so but if
It's
everything's
not real
simulated,
hazing.
then is it? Yeah, then you would just come up and you would still be dry. 'Cause
Well,
you-
it
Yeah,
depends
but
on-
simulated.
Is it like a holodeck simulation?
'Cause that
we'll
would
never
be-
know
never
because
know.
Dan refuses to acknowledge that the
Oh.
simulator exists.
How?
And with that, while we leave you pondering whether or not the Guardians use a simulator in their training process
And hazing process.
as part of hazing, well, it gets like anyway. And also, you take a quick moment to listen to a song from Gallivant, so we can all objectively know that Dan is wrong. We will
so
see you
bad.
shortly after we come back from
Oh
the
my God,
break.
it's so bad.
We'll be back. Stick
Bye,
around.
guys.